Keyshawn Johnson from ESPN talking about the Browns taking Baker Mayfield #1 overall.
The only team that probably would have taken Baker Mayfield #1 overall, and I'm not talking about based on where Lamar and Josh Allen and Sam Darnold's playing today. We're talking about when the draft came out.
At the time, yes.
At the time. Cleveland would have been the only team that would have taken him #1 overall. And that was a John Dorsey, shut my door. I'm not listening to anybody tell me as the general manager who the hell to take. I'm giving you facts, Han. Reality and facts.
I'm with you. No, I was all over. I covered that draft. I was all over that draft, and that's exactly right. John Dorsey was the, Baker Mayfield no matter what in that draft, in a quarterback draft that was compelling. But you're right. In hindsight, you can say easily, Lamar Jackson, MVP, Josh Allen, a future MVP. But at the time, we forget where Josh Allen was coming from. Wyoming, who was watching them play? You had no idea what he was going to be. They were questioning about Lamar Jackson. Could he be a pocket passer? Could he be a quarterback in the NFL? Some people didn't believe it.
There were people on that staff that I know personally that told me at a workout that I was at of a quarterback that they wouldn't touch Baker Mayfield, but it's not their decision. That Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Sam Darnold was graded 1, 2, 3 on his board. He turned it in, and they decided to go with Baker Mayfield.
Nah, Doug, I'm not buying that. Lamar Jackson was never in the consideration to be #1 overall for the Browns. I'm not buying any of that. That's revisionist history. If you want to tell me Josh Allen, maybe, but there was concerns about his accuracy. It wasn't that he played at Wyoming, it was his accuracy. And they didn't like what they heard from Sam Darnold.
Yeah, so I'm assuming the workout that Keyshawn was at was a Sam Darnold workout, right? USC. So he's probably like that. That was the whole conversation.
Right.
And like Baker Mayfield is actually like not a John Dorsey quarterback, right? I think a lot of people thought that, if like John Dorsey was going to take a guy, maybe it was going to be Josh Allen, right? That Baker is almost sort of like the more analytical lean of a quarterback there. And I thought there was reporting at the time that there was a split. Clearly, I don't think we know Baker wasn't a slam dunk #1 around the league, but I think reporting has shown that there were other teams that would have taken him #1. The thing that I think is the key aspect of all that is I think the Browns were in a position where it took them so long to get in the position to control their quarterback destiny, they couldn't miss. And they had to take a guy with upside at #1, of course, but I also think like you couldn't risk a whiff.
Right.
And I think there was just more uncertainty around Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen in that regard, that they might have. I think they have more physical upside. They're more dynamic, and if it hits, you see what it is. And the thing is, they both hit. So it's like, but they both hit. Not every quarterback like them has hit over time. I think I understood the Browns going with what I think was a safer choice, because Baker is kind of more about accuracy and moving the ball and efficiency. He's not going to make plays like Lamar and Josh make. But I understood why that part of it made sense too. But Baker clearly has upside as well. And again, the debate really was Baker versus Darnold. And, the Jets ruined Sam Darnold, and he's rushed for 5 touchdowns this year, and he's more athletic than Baker too. But I don't know. I mean, is anyone sitting here saying like, why did the Browns take Sam Darnold? And
no.
Nobody just, it wasn't really a huge. I mean, Lamar just was not in that conversation. Incorrectly, he should have been.
Sure.
But I don't know that he was in that conversation for anybody. And then Josh Allen, to me, felt like a reach. I think a lot of people felt like a reach for a franchise that really couldn't afford to reach.
Yeah.
Right?
And the other thing is still let it play out. It's, you're 3 or 4 years in, 4 years in now. So let's see, Finally, Baker Mayfield has the same system and a guy that understands what he does well. So let's see.